for this exercise. So initially, I'm going to call you guys down one at a time from these tall green cones. When we take off, we want to get on up into second gear, so you guys can follow me. Now you can rev these M3s because they're naturally aspirated, no turbos yet. So you can rev these things up to about 7,000 RPM before you upshift to second gear. We're going to set a diagonal to the right across the road here, and you're going to see 3 red cones, and then 2 red cones, and 1 red cone up ahead. These are braking references for you. Now, gang, I can't tell you exactly where to hit the brake pedal, because every single one of you is going to show up at this corner doing a different speed, and every single one of you is going to push on the brake pedal with a different amount of force. But I can recommend for your first couple of passes, maybe starting to hit the brake about the 2 red cones here. Now, when you go to the brakes, gang, this is not downtown Main Street driving. We don't want to just squeeze on the brakes. When you go to the brake pedal, I want you to stand on that brake. Brake as hard as you can to get that car slowed down before we get to the corner. Ideally, we're going to do all of our braking in a straight line here. The reason for that is, if you brake with the front tires pointed straight, the car will give you 100% of the available traction it has just for braking. You will get the most effective braking from the car when it's pointed straight. So, coming up to the corner, that's when we want to get on the brakes. Now, there's a solid blue cone on my right. That is our turn-in cone. That's where we're going to start turning into the corner from this blue cone. If that's where we're going to start steering, I want to be releasing or coming off the brake pedal at the blue cone. Now, I'm going to pull through the corner here. Mike, if you could stop with your front bumper at the blue cone, just like I did there. And I'm going to turn into the corner here. And you'll see I'm going to pull up and stop right next to this yellow cone. This yellow cone here you're going to see on the inside of every single turn. This represents the apex, or the clipping point of the corner. So this is the point at which you want to be closest to the inside of the road, right there at that yellow cone. So coming up to the corners when you do your braking, from the blue cone down to the yellow is where you do all your steering. Because ideally, when we get to the yellow cone there, we should be able to be straightening the steering wheel and getting back on the gas. Okay, that is the whole purpose of the yellow cone. It's the closest point to the inside of the road, and it's where you should be done turning, basically. And we should be able to get back on the gas and accelerate. So if you look at where my car is pointed, I am pointed to accelerate up the straightaway. Now, just as you guys are all doing right now, looking over here at my car and looking at that yellow cone, that is exactly what you need to do when you're driving. So as you're approaching the blue cone, way back there, maybe still on the gas, that's where you need to find the blue cone. But as you get to it, you don't want to be still staring at it. You want to be looking for the yellow, so you can see when to ease off the brake and start turning into the corner. See the path you want to take and follow it. Okay? So you guys can pull on up here behind me. So from the blue down to the yellow, this is where we're doing all of our steering. We want to be inches from the yellow cone. From the yellow, we should be able to get back on the gas and accelerate out of the turn. Now on the gas, accelerating. We got a blue cone here on the right, another turning cone for this little kink in the road. Just a little brush of brake before we make the left-hand turn. Doesn't require a lot of brake, But always remember, the brakes help the car turn. So steer down to the yellow, back out here to the blue, and now we've got another same sequence, braking before the corner, turning from the blue. While you're at this blue cone, turn your head, look left, see out the side window, across the top of your side view mirror. You see your yellow cone in the grass here? So turn your head, look for it, inches from the yellow cone on our left. And now, looking ahead, you see we have another blue cone up here at the track out. The exit or the track out cone. We're going to start to straighten that wheel, and which means we can accelerate out to the blue track out cone out here. The more and sooner we can straighten the wheel, the more and sooner we can accelerate. So we got this nice big wide open exit, so we can accelerate all the way out to that blue. You see our braking references here again? You'll probably need to go to third gear on this section, but then braking hard back down to second. Looking into the corner before you turn. See the yellow? Steer to it. Always got to look before you leap. See where you want to end up before you ask the car to go there. Now, gang, at this stage, your lap's pretty much over, because we're going to be stopping up here again at the tall green cone. Alright, so we're going to go through here again without stopping this time. Try to kind of stay right in each other's tire tracks here so that everybody's going in the right place. Follow me, taking off in first. Up in the second gear. You can run it all the way up in second. Right about the two red cones, you want to go to the brakes. While you're on the brakes, look left. See the yellow cone. Steer from the blue, down to the yellow, and then on the gas, accelerate out of the corner. Little touch of brakes before we make that kink to the left. Good firm brakes here, looking left for the yellow. Now look way up ahead for the blue track out cone. Unwind that wheel, accelerate out of the corner. Go to third, that's fine. On the brakes hard, back to second before we turn up into the corner here. Alright, so we're going to pull on up here in line and stop, and I'm going to take you guys for a quick demo ride here first of all. So, Mike, Pelly, and Chris, if you guys would jump on up in here with me, please. Just move your cars right